Hey everyone, what's up? Dr. Anthony here. I wanted to share something so amazing with you. Just finished facilitating a 4-day foundation class at my amazing friend's house, Nanette Manning, and it was incredible, incredible. But what I want to share with you is about 2 weeks ago, I finished listening to Shannon O'Hara's A to Z house clearing with Talk to the Entities. You know, because that was part of the prerequisite requirements for getting your facilitator's license and renewing and whatnot. So I'm listening to it, and number one, I've had an amazing time this past year facilitating these particular tools because it has changed so many people's lives, and just as importantly, it's changed my life in ways that I never even could have imagined. But so anyway, so I'm listening to this A to Z house clearing, and then I had a friend of mine, Nanette Manning. She's like, I'm struggling sleeping. Can you help me out? And I'm like, well, is it entity awareness? And she's like, well, as a matter of fact, it is. And I just moved into this brand new house. She's like, we remodeled the whole thing, and we really love the land here. And I'm like, let me come over and let me practice these tools and see if they work. What we're learning in the A to Z house clearing conversation that Shannon created. And so I come to her house, and I'm literally going into room by room, and I had no idea what I was doing. But as soon as I got here and I arrived, it was like my hands started going whoop, like this, and I found myself almost doing like an ASB session kind of, right? And then I just started getting these downloads, and I didn't know if I was making this stuff up or not. I had no idea. But I just started talking with her, and I started asking her questions. Right? And then she was just giving me information about the house. So I'm like, okay, well, now that we're done with the rooms inside the house, let's go outside. So I started walking around the property, and I wanted to be really linear about it and be like, well, let's go here because that's the next place to step, right? But something kept pulling me. She kept asking, is it the church? Is it the church over there? Is it the church over there that's keeping me awake at night? And the people's demons over there, or whatever entities they bringing in. And I'm like, all right, well, let's see. So I kind of wanted to go over there to that apartment that sits above the garage, right? Because I'm pretty close to it, but something kept pulling me to go that way, right? So we follow our awareness when we ask questions, right? So I start walking this way, because this is fun. Nan's holding the phone. so I start coming there, and if you see that white building over there, that's where the church is, right? But I wasn't getting anything like really icky about the church, right? And so my linear brain would have automatically blamed the church and the people's demons and their entities and blah, 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 right? But it wasn't really reading, right? So again, I'm following the energy, following the awareness. So my hands are like here the whole time. I mean, the energy is moving. You could perceive the energy moving. And I'm like, is it the church? Is it the church? And I'm like, no. So keep coming. So I'm here, and then all of a sudden, and it's happening right now, I'm getting goosebumps right here.
Me too.
The energy, the fucking,
Wow.
dude, like, it's like the earth is soaring right here. It's like, woo, 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 and I'm getting goosebumps, and look at my nipples, look, my nipples are popping out, right? And her nipples started popping out, and I'm like, holy shit, right? So I'm like, that'll keep you up at night, right? But it was really just I don't know if this was like a portal, I don't know, whatever. The energy's intense here, but it was beautiful. It was nurturing, it was kind, and I was just acknowledging the earth. But then we started walking this way, right? Closer to the church, and I'm asking questions. I'm like, is it the church? Is it the church? Keep going. I'm like, is it the church? And I'm like, I'm not getting that it's the church. I'm not getting that it's the church at all. And then all of a sudden, we have this little area here. And I'm like, is this your property? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, is this your property over here? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, take a look at it. This is like a road. Go all the way down this way, right? And then it comes all the way down this way. So basically, the energy changed. So over there, it's like soaring with this like just fucking dynamic potency and power that can change anything in this world. And then when I got here, it got really icky. Now it's easy to like say it's the church, but it wasn't the church. But I'm standing here, and all I said was like, man, I feel really down here. Like, what? It's icky here. Like, what's going on? And then she goes, you know what? She goes, 2 weeks ago, I just found out that they call this road Ghost Road. Are you kidding me? I'm like, what the fuck? What do they mean by that? And they said, this is the road, because I'm in South Carolina, Bluffton, South Carolina, where they had slaves. And this is where the slaves used to pass through.
Yep.
Ghost Road. So she started crying immediately. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is that yours? Or is that theirs? And then she goes, oh! And she stopped crying. She goes, it's theirs. She was tapped into their sadness. You know, working their ass off all day. You know, fucking the abuse that they experienced. The non-gratitude. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. A great movie to watch is 12 Years of a Slave. Get your bars ran to it. Because it'll bring up a lot of stuff for all of you. Whoever you are, whatever you are, what race you are, whatever race you are, whatever culture you are, whatever. Because we've been there and done all of it, right? And I'm like, oh my God. So once I got her to see that whatever was going on in her body, in her world and reality, wasn't actually hers. But the property that she's on, there's so many different dynamic things that are taking place. And it really is just all about asking the question. I didn't know specifically what it was that was going on, and it was very easy to blame the church. But when I got here, it was like the energy shifted from what it was just about maybe 25 feet before. And she had a little bit more information that she can give me. So, you know what? I just found out 2 weeks ago they call this Ghost Road. And it's like you've got all these beautiful oak trees and stuff. And it's gorgeous, right? But it's like, I don't want to sound all like negative and stuff, but it's like they used to hang people on these things. They used to hang people for not doing their job out in the fields. That's bullshit. But it happened. And that, you know, you have to acknowledge the shit that happened. And you gotta clear those things, you know, with potting and pocking and doing the entity clearings and using the tools you're learning with talk to the entities, the house clearings. And Shannon, I never heard the term you have passer-throughers or whatever you call it. People just passing through. And I'm like, oh my God. And not only that, I had no idea I had an ability to come to somebody's house and clear stuff. Not like the way it did when I came here. This is all new to me. I'm a rookie. I'm green. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But when I show up, it just happens. So what capacities are you not acknowledging? What capacities, not only are you not acknowledging, but what capacities do you don't even have a clue that you even have, but when you show up and start asking the questions and follow the energy, all of a sudden you get these downloads like, holy cow, I could actually do this. I could actually change something here, not only for the land, for somebody's life, and also for the passer-throughers. I'm not sure if I'm saying that the right way, but you know, and for the entities and the spirits and the demons, you know. Consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. And what these tools provide is a way to have communion with all of it, so that you're no longer at the effect of it anymore. So I wanted to share that with you. Hopefully that helps. And you know, get to a Talk to the Entity class somewhere around the world. There's so many amazing facilitators everywhere that can change your whole reality, and you no longer ever have to be at the effect of the unseen realm. Okay, love you.